This is Morten from INKISH here at the IST UV-Days in Nürtingen in Germany. And I think we have happened to come into the Spanish corner because Spanish technology, I mean, what's not to like? And I'm happy to talk to Daniel from Kao.
Hi, Morten. Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
And by the way, it was nice talking to you before. I don't hope I was too intrusive in suggesting ideas.
Not at all. It was always really nice to discuss with you guys. It's a pleasure.
Fantastic. When we went to Seiko Open Week, Open Week just last year, I spoke to one of your young colleagues, right?
Mark Granero, yeah.
And we were so blown away by Kao because it seems that you're a company in the ink field that is investing a lot of money also in testing new things, right?
Yeah.
Is that to differentiate you from the rest of the market?
I think it's probably one of the things that make us more different than the rest of the manufacturers. Actually, all this know-how and technology that coming from our Japanese colleagues for sure, and we are now experienced and trying to develop in this market in Europe, mainly in packaging market, which is our main market activity.
One of the things we spoke about just before we turned on the camera was also the fact that you have a huge market inside the flexo market, right?
Correct.
But you see also a digital transformation in the market, so you're now also investing into digital inks and into the inkjet world. So what is the biggest difference here?
Yeah, actually, we are established in Spain as a flexo ink manufacturers since 1970. So we are almost over 50 years of experience. And when we are, I have to say the difference from, let's say, 10, 15 years ago is now customers are coming and asking to you, what's about digital? I want to introduce digital solution, digital printing lines in my production line. I mean, 10 years, 15 years ago, you had to go to explain to them. Now it's kind of different trend, right? So that's why we understood that we want to introduce to our customer base more than any manufacturer. We like to say that we want to show and to introduce to our customer that we are more like a solution provider to them. That's why we started some kind of collaborations with other partnerships.
So a lot of the things are driven because the customers are changing. So therefore, of course, you listen to your customers and need to go into that direction. One of the things I have heard, and maybe you can verify if it's true, but I've heard that you are a company that you are very well known for being very close to your customers and listening to their needs and demands and trying to. I mean, how important is an ink manufacturer for a converter or a PSP or
I mean, for us, it's everything. At the end, this is you need the real feedback from your customer that to confirm your product is almost fitting all the requirements of they need some minimum requirements, and you have to know that you are almost covering this requirement, and then you also have to add value on this. But you need almost have what are your feedback, what are the real product results, right? That's why we create some specific field engineers, application field engineers that help us on this task. Not only R&D, I mean R&D needs also this kind of feedback in order to go the product at the maximum level of properties and performance for sure.
We are here at the IST UV-Days. Are you also developing UV inks? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it was one of our first developments as inkjetting manufacturers. We started with the UV inks since 2003, I think. So, of course, we are really used to work with UV inks in different markets, corrugates and signage outdoor advertisement, deco market. I mean, we have a huge experience on that.
So, how important is it to work with a company like IST?
Is absolutely necessary because it's is the energy you need is coming from their technology, from the lamps. There are other companies, but I have to say that ESC is really this is a real partnership. We are close together, facing a new challenge, and the main coming from the industrial market mainly. And that's how we are, working on this, developing this relationship. We need them, and then they need us also to know their product, their light, the UV lights, the lamps are working as the market is demanding.
Just to jump a little bit, because we're standing next to a machine and we can hardly keep our hands away from it, right?
Yeah.
But on this one here, it's from Print and Technology, also a Spanish company. Basically, we're standing here on a machine that is capable of quite a few things that is not so normal in the inkjet space. Can you, because I mean, you sell this to your customers. First of all, you're an ink manufacturer. Why the H are you selling this kind of machines?
Well, it's really nice and interesting question. It's because we identify some needs in our corrugates customers, mainly. We figured out that there was some end customers, end company and brands, mainly big brands, demanding such kind of traceability solution. And this system is able to print, reading, and checking. Okay, so originally it was designed for ceramic tiles printing, but we figured out that why we cannot introduce to the corrugates.
So you say corrugate, but this is of course some.
We start with corrugate, but of course we can, if we are introducing UV inks here, we can print many different kind of substrate, not only corrugate or paper. We will also can print PP substrate, OPP, PVC. Actually, this is a perfect example of a no labeling product. I mean, this is the original product we made. Okay, this is an ink cartridge we are making.
What is it?
Ink cartridge.
This is an ink cartridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is, let's say, the original packaging, right? We have a label here in the outside packaging, and we also have to put a label in the cartridge. So, well, this is an example that we can make with UV inks. It's no labeling.
So, okay, so here is an example with the label.
Exactly, and this is directly on the cartridge. This is a PP cartridge.
So you save a process and probably also a little money, right?
Absolutely.
And since you sell this, it's like kind of packaged together with the inks that have the properties that you have developed for this application, right? Yeah.
And of course, in productivity terms, it's much more. It's a solution you can integrate in line in the production line. You don't need an extra operations within the labels and packaging. I mean, it's much more efficient.
Okay. It's kind of funny because I mean, you wouldn't have thought that an ink manufacturer was specifically selling products like this. But of course, when you explain it, it makes a lot of sense, right? Last question here, Daniel, or at least the last couple of questions here. When you look at the competitive situation in the ink market, why should people buy inks from you?
Well, very good question. I mean, at the end, I have to say that our, let's say, main strength is, as you already mentioned, we always want to take care about our relationship with the customer. Our current customers helps us into develop and to grow, and our new customers we are really happy to offer to them how they can grow with us, especially introducing inkjet solutions, inkjet digital solutions. Whatever if it is, if UV inks, water-based, or not only inks, also in technology, because we have good relationships with other partners, like IST, for example, like people and technology. That's, I think, our main value.
And if you look at Kao, I mean, you mentioned it was a Japanese-owned company. If you look at, let's say, the next 5-10 years, I mean, you have ink manufacturers that are investing into, let's say, printing technologies, and you are selling also printing technology, and you have other ink manufacturers that own subsidiaries that do print technology. Is that something where you can see yourself in that direction, or what direction do you think is more important for Kao?
I mean, that's absolutely the direction. Solution providers and help the industrial markets to grow. I mean, to introduce this new technology. Is now what I'm looking at the next 10 years. The different ink technologies with different techniques of hardware. At the end, it's a combination. Chemical, physical, hardware. I mean, all this technique needs to be more powerful, let's say. And everybody is comparing against analog, because obvious reason, right? So all this technology we are discussing, trying to show will be the big advantage for the next 5-10 years, for sure.
So you see the digital transformation taking place in your business every day, right?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Morten.
Great to see you.
Thank you.